Welcome back to the Street Language Pathologist. This past weekend we went to Enchanted Rock, the state natural area near Fredericksburg, Texas, baby. Our itinerary looked like this. We drove up to Enchanted Rock. Afterwards we went to a place for brunch near Fredericksburg, where on Main Street we stopped to get some chocolate that was infused with liquor. I'll tell you about that later. And then afterwards, some wine tasting, and then the drive home. So here we are. We just got to Enchanted Rock. It was about an hour and a half away from good old SATX. We got there fairly quickly, about an hour and a half, because we left so early in the morning. We left at 7 a.m. and we got there at about 8:30, which is the time we pretty much had scheduled. I think we had the reserve time range, and that range was from 8:30 to 10:30. And so we arrived, we parked. Parking wasn't too bad. I've been there before when parking sucks. And it is what it is. You're gonna walk anyway, right? You're gonna hike, so you can park far, it's fine. But when it's really hot and you just finished climbing up this rock, you kind of get over it. Like, all right, I think we good. Like, I've walked enough, and now I gotta walk all the way back to the car. Sheesh. But anyway, we had plenty of parking. Let's talk more about the drive. Okay, the drive itself, like I said, it took about an hour and a half coming from San Antonio. You just essentially drive up I-10. You essentially just go north, and then you switch to another highway, which I can't remember. From Austin, similar distance. It's about an hour 44 minutes according to this map that I got here. An hour 41 minutes actually. So it's not crazy, but I guess a little further away from SA, right? It is what it is. Still a good time, still worth it. Our outlook on this is, let's go climb this rock, take in the views, take in the nature, take in just the scenery, and then after, as a reward for our hard work and our work ethic and our newly sore legs, for reward, let's go get some chocolate, huh? Yeah. And the place we went to get chocolate, which you'll see in the video later, they have regular chocolate, different kinds of barks you can get, different kinds of mixtures and all of that. But the ones we went for, they have alcohol inside of them, which is cool. Like, they have a bunch of different combinations. We're still eating them now because we got a 16 pack to take home. So just yesterday we tried the peach vodka, I think. And that features vodka that has like local peaches from the area, because Fredericksburg is known for not just wine, but they're also known for peaches. So Justin Bieber, if you're listening, I know you like to get your peaches from Georgia, but consider, I don't know, just saying, maybe you can consider getting your peaches from Fredericksburg, Texas too. And while you're at it, put on a pop-up show so that we can all go and we can sing all of the songs while we're wine tasting. Wouldn't that be cool? I think so. Well, either way, here we are. We're climbing up the rock. Some parts get super steep, bro. Like, some parts you're just like, all right, this is nothing. I can do this with my eyes closed, which would be dumb, by the way, because you'll trip and fall. But other parts, it gets so steep, and the granite itself is pretty slick. So if you're not careful, you can potentially slip. And if you slip, you'll be slipping for a while, bro. I mean, you'll probably end up hitting somebody, and maybe they'll help you. But as you can see right here, it's starting to get a little steeper.
Doing good?
Nothing that even kids can handle, but certainly like a walking stick or that kind of equipment, I recommend. Some good hiking shoes I recommend, because even on the way down, since I said the granite is pretty slick, you can start to slip. And if you slip, well, you know what happens next. Some sort of injury. And there's not a lot of hospitals nearby, so you're going to have to pay for a helicopter to come save you. And that would suck. Just saying. So, yeah, here we go. We're headed up. Like I said, the views are amazing the further and further you get up. And in fact, before you know it, like, you're pretty high up and you kind of don't realize it, which is kind of cool because you're climbing, and then you turn around and you're like, oh, how did I get here? That was quick. So the first part doesn't feel too bad. Like, before you know it, you're already way up there and you're just looking down on Earth like the god that you are, or maybe the god you think you are. Here, as you can see, we're still headed up, and at this point it's a little misleading, you know, like if you look up there towards the top, kind of where I'm pointing there in this video, it's like a false summit. It seems like you've like, oh, that's not that far from here, like we should be there shortly. But then as you get to that spot, you're like, oh, there's another section. Gets me every time. But at least this time I remembered, and so I was fully prepared. So by the time I got up there, I already knew, like, there's still more to go, baby. Let them thighs burn just a little more. It's all good. But yeah, here you can see just how the granite, like, you can tell it's just slippery, and especially if you go after it's rained or if it's been cold, it can get a little crazy. But man, you see right here how slick and how steep this is. Check this out. And then you look behind you and it's like, woo! We up here, boy. We're up here high. Sheesh. But like I said, takes, you know, I would say stop, take some breaks, and enjoy the scenery. Like, enjoy the process, you know? If you just climb and just go straight up to the top, like, that's cool and all, but it's always a good idea to kind of stop, soak it in, look around. Everything the light touches belongs to us. But what about the shadowy place? You must never go there. Name the reference. Where's that from? Anyway, here I'm already getting out of breath, bro. I'm like, alright, we almost there or what? What's happening? I thought we were going to get some wine. What are we doing? But yeah, we were climbing, and it's all good, bro. We worked our way up. I want to say, once you get to the summit, it is 1,825 feet above sea level, so it's pretty high up there. And then the actual elevation gain as you're climbing up is 425 feet above the base. So from what I'm reading, that's the equivalent of climbing 30 to 40 story skyscraper to a 30 to 40 story skyscraper. So kind of like the little buildings in San Antonio, it's like you're climbing up one of those, I guess, right? I don't even know how many stories they are, but that sounds kind of small. Let's find out. Let's see, our most buildings in San Antonio, about 30 to 40 stories. Oh, it says no. It says San Antonio skyline is a low rise. Oh, so that's actually pretty high. So the Tower of the Americas in San Antonio is 60 to 75 stories in height. The Marriott River Center, which is one of the taller buildings in San Antonio, that one is 38 stories high, or 500 feet. So yeah, maybe not. Let's see, some of the other ones like the West Center, the Frost Tower, Grand Hyatt, those are 20 to 32 stories high. So we actually climbed higher than a lot of the buildings in good old San Antonio. So that's interesting. Wouldn't take much to climb that high, because them buildings be small, bro. You hear me always dogging on that. The Austin skyline has us beat, bro. Much nicer and state of the art and unique. But it is what it is. I love my region. I'm from San Antonio, born and raised, but you will find me in Austin all the time because I love Austin too. It's all the same place to me. If you live in San Antonio, you live in Austin. If you live in Austin, you live in San Antonio. It's all the same. It's just a big region. They should have put a big, gigantic airport in the middle somewhere, and they still can. That's what they should do. Similar to DFW, even though I know Dallas and Fort Worth are closer to each other than Austin and San Antonio. But still, I think combining forces would be wise. Just saying. But in a way, it's kind of good to have several options for flights. You can fly out of San Antonio or Austin. Every time we're flying out, we always check, both airports, because sometimes it's cheaper in Austin. Sometimes it's more convenient in Austin. Sometimes it's cheaper in San Antonio. Sometimes it's more convenient in San Antonio. Who knows? So it's kind of nice to have the option of a couple airports to choose from, but they should have built a big mega airport somewhere in the middle, like San Marcos or New Braunfels or, somewhere out there. But let's review some of the stats of the climb. So this is what the trail looks like, the Summit Trail. It's a pretty straightforward looking trail. You just essentially walk straight and up the whole time. I think it took us, about 45 minutes to get up to the top, and then another 45 to get back down. So it's not terrible, and we stopped and took a few breaks because we had plenty of kids with us, so it was a good time. My heart health was kind of like being put to the test according to my watch, and it's all good, man. I get dehydrated super duper easy, but you can see I had my Camelback with electrolyte powder in there. I drank 2 liters of water from start to finish, and I felt pretty good. I didn't feel tired until later that evening when we got back. At the bottom, once you finish, they have a snow cone place, and after that we drove about 22 minutes to brunch, which I wish I could tell you what the name of this restaurant was, but it was kind of like a bed and breakfast kind of facility, and they have it was like a garden. This is a peach mimosa, again made with local peaches. Justin Bieber, I'm telling you, bro, I'm summoning you. Come. I know you get your peaches out in Georgia, but come to Fredericksburg. Have a sip with us, bro. You would like it. There was a lot of chickens there too. So this place was like, they had, they grow a lot of their own stuff. They have their own chickens. So everything was pretty fresh, I guess you could say, I had the chicken and waffles, which the waffles were, let's talk about the chicken first. I added the hot honey, seasoning or glaze, whatever you want to call it. And it was good. The chicken part was good. The waffles were probably just one step above the waffles you could get at the Hilton Garden Inn or something. You know how when you go to the brunch and you have to put the batter in that machine that you have to flip, which I never know, do you flip it right away to activate it, or are you supposed to leave it flat first? I feel like I always mess up the first one and it doesn't come out right, but the waffles were just one hint above that. This is the chocolate store where we got the and you can see them there. You see, those are all the little chocolates, are about the size of your thumb maybe. They're all infused with some different types of liquor that they make there. Not the liquor, but the chocolates they make there. They have an entire factory, and it's really cool. Afterwards, we went to Peach Haus, where our friends really like to get the wine from this place because they have some really good flavors of wine. And I say flavors because they have different fruit flavors for the wines. They also make a lot of food products like this marinara sauce was award winning, they said, so that's all you had to tell me for me to buy one. I didn't even have to taste it. I'm just like, oh, it won an award, must be good. So then after that, we walked over to the side of the wine tasting. We got our little flights here. They're little mini flights, you know, they might look full size in this video, but they're smaller, but still a good experience. You go, you sit lakeside, chill, maybe grill, and just enjoy the company of your friends. All the kids were sitting there playing board games. Adults were there just yapping and having a good time. A bunch of catfish just swimming around and turtles, but you can't go fishing in this pond. But if you did, you'd catch a catfish quite easily. Anyway, that's our trip. Just a quick day trip to Fredericksburg and Enchanted Rock. Make sure to like and subscribe if you had a good time watching our journey.